How's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning into episode 2 of Idiot Savants. I'm joined by my co-hosts Riley and Austin, and I am Gavin. So we'll just go ahead and get right into it. What have you guys been up to today?
I streamed and I've been trying to keep up with this news on the stimulus check actually. It's like minute by minute update right now. It actually just hit the president's desk and he today he said no because he didn't think that the $600 was enough.
Yeah, he
Which I
was
mean,
wanting
I
to
think
put
we
out
could all agree
2,000.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he said it
he was
was
want,
like
he was
2,000.
wanting to veto the bill so he could increase it to 2,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I've been at work all day, so I haven't read anything about that. That's the first time I've heard about that. So that's actually hella depressing. You finally get the House, like, oh my God, that's horrible. You finally get the Senate to agree on a piece of legislation that the House has pushed somehow, and then it gets vetoed. Like nothing else will come out of the Senate because
Yeah.
Mitch
I
McConnell is
I, I think
basically
yeah.
Mitch
Yeah.
McConnell's basically refusing to hear like any legislation pieces. So like the House has actually been passing record amounts of bills in this administration, but Mitch McConnell just lets them sit on his desk and doesn't ever bring them to a vote.
I guess the question is does I just don't think he wants anything to do with Trump at this point. So I cannot imagine that they up it to 2K. I mean, I think they should, right? Because like $600 is kind of a joke.
Yeah, they definitely should.
Yeah, like I don't know,
Um,
what's the medium rent for
I think it's like somewhere around 1,200, 1,000 to 1,200 probably. So $600. I mean, if you think about it, like $600, that's like
and you're
if you
thinking
have
like
yeah,
the average household is like what, it's like 1.5 people or something like that because or like 1.3 or something like that because a lot of people aren't in relationships, but some are.
hmm
So you're looking at like on average you're looking at like hypothetically um like $1,000 per household.
yeah.
Like if you go by average people per household.
Right.
And like, wait, what is there like an added amount for like code or like if you have like dependents on you on your taxes?
Uh,
I think it's like $300, right?
Yeah, I
If
think
you have like
so.
a
At least the
kid,
last one was like
last
that.
one was like that, but you can only claim up to like 2 dependents per
yeah,
household, I
But
think.
plus the last one was like 6 months ago at this point, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a joke.
So $100 a month, yeah, that's kind of tough.
Yeah,
That's that's not too great.
man.
The
$100 is just not not a lot of money.
Yeah, but the people on unemployment mixed with like the relief, like the stimulus package, it was like actually a pretty decent amount of money.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
like other
sister was
social
on it for a
programs have
while.
been picking up a lot of slack. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think my sister, she was getting like 900 a week on unemployment.
Yep.
Like that's like double what she made in her job.
Yep.
And it's
but
like,
also
dude,
like you feel like they would do a little bit more too, like just because it's gonna be Christmas.
Oh yeah.
that's what I was thinking too. Like, yeah,
Because like I know, so I work at a grocery store, so like I know a lot of people who have kids at my store like are having to go to organizations so they can get their kids presents and stuff this year.
yeah, super sad.
Yeah, that's really tough. But
When I was growing up, and like we, we, we couldn't have like proper. I grew up with a single mom, so we couldn't always have like proper, like super proper Christmases. Like one year, my gift was it was like she made us like little like tickets, I think. This might have been my dad's or my mom's, but like they would make us like tickets and it was like clean your room card. Like and you and I
oh
thought it was
yeah, I know
like
what
the
you're talking about,
coolest shit
like
ever,
the
man.
coupons.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
fake coupon. And then like I
like
think one year like she started doing chores and it was like do the laundry like 15 cents. I didn't realize how hard I was getting finessed, man. Like that's crazy. But yeah, it's like now every like a lot of families are like experiencing that hardship. So it's like, dude,
Yeah, I
it
know.
kind of sucks because it's like you're on like a moral thing where it's like, do we care? And families, like people are trying to survive right now. Do we care if they get their kids presents? But I think that's important.
Yeah, for sure. We got to get them their little coupons. God forbid they don't get to do
The new
the
PS5.
laundry.
Yeah.
Oh, the new
Gonna get the new
PS5.
PS5, man. Yeah, dude.
Things
Bro,
like
that shit
Gonna get the
is
new.
looking hella expensive.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I think it's good. I think if they pass it up to 2K, it'll be like super awesome. Highly doubtful that they do, and
That's
I think
gonna
by
be
the
so
time they do it,
expensive. Because what?
Oh
There's
yeah.
300 million people in the United States.
well,
Isn't that the number?
only 100 and something million can claim it because only 100 something million
Oh
people
yeah,
pay
sorry.
taxes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's really
Only
tough. I don't-
only people who receive the vaccine can claim it. That's what it's gonna culminate
Oh my
into.
god, that is hilarious.
That'd be really good incentive to like get people to actually take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then people would be like, "Oh my god, it has a chip in it or something." They really want us to take it.
Are you guys are getting the first wave? I know
I
Yeah,
Austin
am.
whenever
said
it's
I'm
he
all.
getting the
was.
vaccine.
You're
Yeah,
I'm
getting
getting the
absolutely.
vaccine.
Yeah. No, I'll get the vaccine eventually. I just don't know if I'm gonna get the first wave.
Why?
I mean, well, lucky
First
for
first
you,
of
you
all, it's
probably
it's not even gonna be like uh necessarily available for me at first. You know what I mean?
no, because
Yeah,
they'll
it's
give
like
it to the
probably for
elderly
frontline
and
workers.
the
Yeah,
young and health and
and the
like
frontline
healthcare workers
workers.
Yeah, I want to see
Yeah,
how
and the
exactly.
fucking army.
I want to see how Graham does on it first, and then I'll take it.
Well, I mean, all the testing's like already done, right? Because like the way that Pfizer and Moderna have both gone through separate phase 3 trials for the vaccine. Like
Right.
Pfizer reported a 95% effectiveness rate with okay, so the way medical trials work is like your first one, phase 1's going to be oh well, let's see like how people do with the vaccine, like how does it work in a person's body. The second one's going to be like, okay, well, how harmful is it? Like, do people experience massive side effects? So your first test is like 5 to 10. That's stage 1, 5 to 10 people, and then your second stage could be like hundreds of that or thousands of people. And then once they realize how safe or unsafe it is, then phase 3 trial is normally like closer to 30,000 people, and they'll compare it to the standard of care, right? And they'll
Mm-hmm.
try to make sure. So Pfizer, which came out with a vaccine first, reported like a 95% effective rate for the vaccine, and then
Right.
Moderna came out with a 96% effective rate. And like the Pfizer trial had like 40,000 people in it, and the Moderna one had like 30,000 people in it. So, there's been like quite a bit of testing. I think like 500,000 people in the United States have already gotten it or something, so I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it, but
I,
it's not gonna get to us for a while. We're like the wrong age to get a vaccine.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
I think it'll be coming well along pretty soon. But did you guys see? I think it was in the UK. There was like a new mutated strain of the virus.
I did see that. I'm not really worried about it though because
I mean, I'm not worried about it
mutation.
either, but
Yeah.
I'm not worried
I
about
mean, it's
the.
especially it's not in the U.S., but
Yeah, I'm
Well,
not.
like
I'm
uh,
not in the demographic that needs to like necessarily be worried about contracting it. I'm more so the entire time I've been concerned that I would be like unknowingly passing it to somebody else because I've experienced absolutely zero symptoms the entire year.
yeah,
yeah,
right.
I don't know. I mean, COVID itself was like a mutation, like a animal-based mutation
Mm-hmm.
of SARS, right? So
It's kind of hot.
Yeah. But like what's so awesome or what's so like funny and like awesome about the stupidity of people is that like when they like release the studies of like phase 3 Austin, it would be like 5 people died of heart attacks. And then people would be like, "Oh my god, the vaccine gives heart attacks," but then they don't realize that like comparable to like whole populations, obviously a certain amount of like if you have 40,000 people, let's
it's
say like
the
one in
percentage of people who had heart attacks are the same as you would see
the
in that
same
same
as compared to
representative
in a
group in the
population.
yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So people were like, "Oh my god, they had a heart attack." I'm not
Well,
taking it.
you also got to realize, most of the country, first of all, has no fucking idea how medical trials work,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm not going to pretend like I know because I am not somebody who administers medical. Hold on, disclaimer. For anybody watching this, go see what the FDA, the CDC, the WHO, the government, your local healthcare provider. Don't listen to 3 guys on the internet. That's like step number 1. In case anybody was looking for medical advice, you're not going to find it here. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll put a
But
link in the description to to where you can get your closest homemade vaccine.
Yeah, there you go. A little bit of bleach.
Yeah.
But
A little bit
no,
of
it's
bat blood.
yeah. But it's I don't know, like a lot of people just don't realize how medical testing even works. So when they read headlines like FDA has emergency rush the COVID vaccine, like they don't realize that it's already gone through like testing of tens of thousands of people before it got even to the FDA's desk.
Right.
So, and then on top of that, people don't know how to read studies. Like only people who go to college in certain fields know how to read like
Some people don't even know how to
scientific.
read.
That's very true. But it's like it's really tough to get it through to people if they believe a certain thing, especially because a lot of the population just isn't educated enough to make good decisions about
yeah.
it.
Also, we have anti-vaxxers, so before COVID was a thing, we had stupid vaccine people. I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was like a fake vaccine, and some like chick put an SD card in it, and like pushed like the syringe, and like the SD card came out, and she was like leaked COVID vaccine, and people in the comments were people in the comments were like, "Oh my god, I knew it! Oh my god!" Like people like you cannot expect people to like actually know anything. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get the vaccine in the form of like one of those vape cartridges. I'm gonna rock that shit. You know?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. Those
Well,
disposable pens.
I think the vaccine has to be distributed in 2 different dosages as well.
It does,
Yes,
You have
yeah.
to get
they
That's a
are
good yeah, that's a
20
good
something
point.
days apart.
Yep.
that really sucks because like I wonder what the I don't know, I don't think this is the right word, but like the recidivism rate for that is like how many people come back in and take the second phase.
Right, yeah.
Uh,
It's like the equivalent of like
I
somebody
can
getting put on
imagine they make
antibiotics
you.
and then just not
Mhm.
continuing to
Yeah, like
yeah,
how many times have y'all finished a bottle of antibiotics?
yeah. And it
Well,
always
I can
comes back too.
imagine.
It comes back worse.
It does. It does.
I can imagine they make you sign something that says you will return to your next one because
Yeah, because it's a limited supply.
it's very limited. Like trying times. Obviously, it's like this is some shit we've never experienced before, so it
You're
wouldn't
telling
surprise me
me,
if there was
dude.
something like that.
Bro, working during this time has sucked. This and the holidays is so bad. Like, I know,
Yeah.
Gavin, I know you have like some experience with the holiday thing because you work with Amazon, and I'm sure like the warehouse is a fucking mess. But
Yeah.
oh, working in customer service has been horrible. Just
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
the worst.
Yeah,
Imagine
it's
retail.
Yeah, I mean, like I've had people come up to me and ask me, like I had somebody come up to me like a week ago. They were like, "Do y'all have any Clorox wipes?" Man, we haven't had Clorox wipes in 6 months. Like, well, I want to speak to your manager. Okay. So I got my manager, and he comes out, and she's like, "Why don't you have any Clorox wipes?" Ma'am, we're in the middle of a worldwide epidemic. We haven't had Clorox wipes in months. We don't have any. Well, that's just a damn shame. I hear a lot of like associates are just hiding them in the back for themselves. So I was like, lady, I don't want your fucking Clorox wipes. I do not care. People are the worst, man.
That's a middle of the country Florida shit, man.
Or like hand sanitizers the same way. It's horrible.
Yeah. You remember when we were in Florida? How it took us like an hour to find hand sanitizer in that freaking Publix or whatever, and we had to go to like 3 stores. It was horrible.
I forgot about that.
It was
Yeah.
so
No,
bad.
wait,
we
no,
had
no.
to drive.
We weren't looking for hand sanitizer. We were looking for alcohol, right? Like rubbing alcohol.
Oh yeah, it was rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any in the
'Cause we were-
Target. There wasn't any in the Walmart. And
Yeah,
we
'cause
ended up
everybody
finding
was-
some at CVS.
Everybody was buying rubbing alcohol because they were making their own
And they
hand
were making their own
sanitizer.
hand sanitizer.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, like
I was making drinks with it.
like the health organizations, like the government health organizations, do not recommend you make your own hand sanitizer because most of the time it's not effective.
Yeah.
But whatever. Or like oh my god, y'all remember the toilet paper shortage?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude. That
Now
was
I
so
will
weird.
admit, when the toilet paper shortage hit, I was saving rolls in the back. I was selling that shit like Coke, dude. Like people would be like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, hey bro, you got any toilet paper?" I'm like, hold on, meet me in the parking lot real quick." You know?
So that Karen was right then, dude.
Yeah, and I was like, "Pass me a $5. I'll make sure you get some fucking toilet paper, right?"
Hey, yo,
next
bro.
week this
Hey,
time around.
what is this week shit, bro? I need that Charmin, bro.
Yeah. We had it was so
Uh.
busy that we had a manager from another store come in, and like the toilet paper we were getting, we weren't getting Charmin, we were getting like horrible one-ply toilet paper,
Oh,
like public
yeah.
restroom shit.
Like, you
It
might
was
as well use
awful.
your hand type toilet paper.
Might
Yeah.
as well
Well,
go
that's
get a
what
paper towel.
this manager, she goes, this is that John Wayne toilet paper right here. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She goes, rough and tough and don't take shit off nobody. That's this right here. Like, okay.
What the
I was
fuck?
like, all right.
Yeah, she
Whatever.
seems like a nice lady.
She was very nice, but it's like, okay. How's
Oh
the
my
Amazon
God,
warehouse
dude.
been with the holidays
You know,
looming?
I've been trying to minimize my time there, but the few times that I have
PTO.
been there recently, it is doesn't feel any crazier, honestly. So I mean, I don't know. It's a warehouse. It sucks to begin with. It's not very fun during holiday season, anyways. Like peak is kind of spread out, um, probably around that, like starting after Halloween, like the end of October, and then lasts all the way until like maybe
Yeah,
mid or
it
end
just
of
starts
January.
ramping up.
Yeah, honestly, like Christmas and stuff last year was not that bad. I don't expect it to be that bad this year. What's actually bad is like mid to late January, or honestly the entire month of January, whenever people are like doing returns. That's
Oh yeah, I bet that is bad. I wouldn't even think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me neither.
that's where
But
the
it
going gets
probably will
rough.
be worse this year though, because a lot of people aren't meeting in person or like shopping in person
Yeah, there's gonna
because
be a
of
lot more
COVID.
orders. But
So
Right.
also,
um,
we just had another warehouse open up in Lebanon, and they're taking like half of our volume, so it's really not all that bad.
well, that's good then. Do they force y'all to listen to Christmas music?
A lot of R&B. Um, yeah, I don't really pay attention to the music anymore. I just kind of listen to like podcasts or my own music.
Yeah.
Even though
Well,
you're not technically supposed to, but
we can't do that on the sales floor, so I am subjected to the kind of torture that is Mariah Carey and the various other
Oh no,
like,
man! Every
bro,
year.
you would not believe how many fucking covers of Christmas music is done by like Blake Shelton or something or some fucking
oh, there's a
pumpkin ass.
ton.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Garth Brooks or some shit.
Oh my god. It's got to be a
Well,
form of torture.
they
Like
all want to release an album because they want to be like Mariah. Like Mariah Carey's label and her make a bag every year
Oh,
because she
100%.
released a classic album.
Yeah.
Like she could be low on funds for a year and be like, "Christmas is coming, baby."
Christmas is
It's just-
coming.
And the worst part about it is they'll play like the shittiest songs. They'll play like Silent Night and shit like that. But like all the
What?
bangers,
Not even the
like,
hype ones.
no, because like Santa Baby, that doesn't play because it's like promiscuous or whatever. So like you'll basically never hear that one.
Is it?
Or yeah, because like the way the lady sings it, it's like it's very like sexually driven, at least.
This
That's
is
like-
like Bible Belt things. It's so
Yeah,
funny,
this is
like,
Bible Belt
Oh,
things.
okay,
And then
gotcha.
And then like they don't play, which is probably like my favorite Christmas song, "Baby It's Cold Outside," because that song
Yeah.
got canceled because I mean, in the in the middle of the song, the lady goes, "What's in this drink?" So it's like that one doesn't get played anymore
Right,
because
wasn't it? It's about like a dude like drugging her and
What's
convincing her
in
she
this
can't leave because it's
drink?
cold outside.
that's what the like kind of what the interpretation of the song is. But actually, that song was written and performed by a couple. And it wasn't like supposed to mean anything like that.
Right,
It was just,
yeah.
I mean, you got to remember the song was written like, 60, 70 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
so yeah.
But it doesn't fly over well today, that's for sure. So that song got canceled.
Imagine not, dude.
That's crazy,
Mm-mm.
dude. I can't.
I've,
I can't imagine.
Sorry, you go.
Oh, nothing. I'm just scoffing at that in my head a little bit.
Yeah,
Don't mind
canceling
me.
a 67-year-old song.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep up with all this Jake Paul shit, man, honestly. There's like
Oh,
a
you
new
talk-
tweet every day, the him trying to box Conor McGregor and then his older brother Logan doing the Floyd Mayweather exhibition match.
Yeah, I haven't-
I'm looking forward to that.
I haven't really kept up with him since his time in the forest, but
Yeah.
I did I did like in that video. I watched that fucking call out, and he was like, Yo, Connor, I know you're getting tired of fucking your wife. She's a 4. You can do better, bro.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like,
wait,
He
wait, wait.
went
Jake
straight for
Paul.
the
Okay,
jugular.
to clarify, Logan Paul took the video of the dead body, and Jake Paul is his
Yeah.
younger
oh,
brother.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
Though
my
I
bad.
think Jake Paul's worse. Jake, do you guys remember like the Team 10 stuff? It's every day, bro. You never seen that?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay.
It's
So
every day, bro.
I
That's
remember
Jake
whenever
Paul.
when they
Oh,
first
the
got like
rapping?
big. Yeah, when they first got like big, I absolutely despised them. But when they started getting into like boxing and other different like forms of entertainment, I started like kind of obviously I'm gonna fucking watch like some shitty crazy YouTuber do a boxing match. You know what I mean? Why the hell not?
Yeah, you're a big like MMA fan anyway, right? So,
Yeah. And I thought like they can actually like get in there and put some
Bro,
work in.
like,
Yeah, they
Jake's
probably hire the
ripped.
best trainers in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jake's ripped as fuck. Like I on one of his Twitter videos, he was like hanging out with the baby and shit. So like, he's got plenty of money, plenty of clout.
Yeah, Jake's 2-0 right now, I'm pretty sure, in his professional
Yeah,
boxing
I don't
career or
really know
whatever.
if that record means anything though.
I'd say it does. I mean, they're fighting at pretty athletic dudes out there. I mean, the initial
Didn't he fight KSI though?
yeah,
Was like that one of them?
that fight was kind of like
Logan Paul.
that's
fought
what kind of
KSI,
made it
right?
seem like a one-off type thing. Yeah, Logan Paul fought KSI and then his brother fought his little brother. That was kind of like
What's
a
his
one-off
name?
event. But
think of his
like the
name,
most
but-
recent fight, like Jake Paul fought that NBA
Nate
player.
Robinson.
Yeah. Just
He
Quiet
knocked him out
cleaned
cold.
him, put him straight on the mat.
Oh no, dude.
It was
Like
such a
literally.
clean knockout.
Okay, he did, but he rabbit punched him, so that wasn't very cool. Like if he didn't knock him out, I don't think Jake would have won just based off of that like bad punch he threw. But
No, I think Jake
Um,
was. I think they're both very athletic and talented for being so new to the sport. But Jake definitely was gonna win that.
so you think
100%.
Logan can beat
Can I-
Floyd Mayweather when
Nah.
he lost to? Okay.
Here's the
okay.
thing, though.
No.
I'm not saying that out of spite for Logan. I think he's super athletic. He's actually pretty talented in his own right as a boxer. If he puts in a lot of work and training, I think because I think what the fight's probably gonna be like 8 rounds right now, is what they have it set at. I think it might be pretty entertaining to watch, but I still think he's gonna lose. Floyd is just you have somebody with that much experience. It's hard to.
Yeah,
What's Floyd's record?
He's like 50 something and 0.
yeah. Like
Wow, he
59
hasn't
and
lost
0,
a
60
single
and 0.
game. Yeah, 50-0, and he's won more than half of those by KO.
Yeah.
He can't read.
Like, that
though,
is
So
crazy.
let's just remember that he cannot
Yeah,
read.
yeah.
He is illiterate.
Doesn't matter.
No, anyway, but no, it's
You can throw some solid punches, man.
He's a good. He's
But
a
can he
good-
actually not read?
yeah,
I
he
think-
can
I
really
think-
not read.
I think he is illiterate. Yeah.
that was like
No
like
way.
I swear, Connor. You don't remember Connor like being like, we sent the check over, but we know you can't read it, so like we sent it to your people. Like he was like clowning him about it.
That's what I would like to see. I would like to see Dana White, who's the president and like main promoter of the UFC. I'd like to see him actually take the Paul boys or the brothers relatively seriously and actually put up some good fights with MMA fighters. Like, because he did a crossover thing with Conor fighting Floyd. I don't see why he wouldn't do the same thing, but with the YouTubers.
I don't know, especially when you have people like Mike Tyson coming out and then talking about like even though a lot of people are clowning, these kids, these YouTube kids for fighting.
They know how to
They're-
promote a fight.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
and also
they
they're like
are
they're making
entertaining.
boxing popular again.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, when's the last
That's
time?
what I'm excited about.
When's the last
too.
time boxing was in the mainstream?
Yeah, well, not even just that. Like combat sports in general, they're making it accessible for everyone, and that's I
Our
don't-
generation, my
like,
generation.
Yeah, I don't think Dana White is taking that seriously. He may be concerned about their capabilities to be like needle pushers or something, like to get good turnouts for the events, but like I don't think he's taking that into consideration that these fun young lads are just like amazing at promoting the fights. They're gonna go out there, they're gonna put on a good fight. I mean, I think within the next couple months, because I think the UFC just had their last event of the year. We'll probably start getting more information on maybe like a Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul or a Jake Paul versus Dylan Dennis crossover because that just happened too.
So what's up with that? Do you know more about that than me? Because all I saw was a video where like Jake Paul went up and like threw shit at him or something.
Yeah, so Jake is in a good position right now. He could pretty much talk shit to whoever he wants and provoke pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
He's like a master troll. That initial video, it seems slightly staged after watching it back multiple times, but I don't know. Regardless, Brennan Schaub, a comedian and podcaster, was interviewing Dylan Dennis for his show for like Food Truck Diaries or something. And Jake Paul was in like the bed of a truck with a couple other guys, and they like pulled up, and he started like calling them names and like throwing shit at them. But Dylan Dennis like ran up to the truck and was trying to pull him off of the truck and start fighting him. And then Jake's just like dip, 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 go, go, go. But while calling him like pussy, like just skirting off.
But that's a hella good way to promote a fight, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like,
It's how to
like-
piss someone off and to make
But
them
like, I
wanna
don't,
fight you.
I don't even watch combat sports, and like, I would buy that just to see if Jake got his like ass beat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
but back to the reading subject. He can read. He read a page of Dr. Seuss on Jimmy Kimmel. So
Hell
You
yeah.
talking
made-
like
that's a
redfish,
joke, they made it.
bluefish?
I don't know what the book was. I'd have to look at it.
Green
again,
eggs and
but-
ham or some shit.
I mean, he can read, so
Yeah.
interesting. Conor McGregor's a good shit talker, but he got humbled by Khabib. Was it Khabib that he fought?
Yeah.
Khabib humbled the frick out of him. Like he got his shit rocked by Khabib.
Well, he lost. The thing with Connor is that when you get that, like when you get that big and that famous, like Connor's probably you could go up to somebody who's not an MMA fan and they probably know who Conor McGregor is. It is like it has to seep into your performance at some point. He had lost the crossover event with Mayweather, made a massive paycheck, and then he kind of started doing what a lot of other really popular champions or contenders in other sports do. They just start fucking up in their personal life a little bit. Like he went to like some pub and like knocked out some old dude at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about that.
He had to go to court for that.
Well, it's like, you look at other, big, large profile stars, like somebody like Ronda Rousey, like look at her fall from grace,
Yeah, and
undefeated, one of the most hyped, combat sport participants, like in recent history, and then she lost one and fucking left. She dipped. She went to WWE. That's how bad it was.
But then she came back. She lost that Holly Holm fight, and then she came back and fought Amanda Nunes. And if any of you know who Amanda Nunes is,
Amanda Nunes is a fucking unit, dude.
Yeah, that is a shit brick house right there.
She just outclassed the hell out of Ronda, and it was just she just had to hang it up at that point. Like the division was going towards a place that she was not going to be able to contend with. It was too much talent. It's not to say that she's not talented. It's just
she could beat my ass.
Yeah.
She could take us all on a 1v3 probably.
She actually she gave an interview like there's kind of like an idea or whatever, like maybe tradition or that most fighters just don't, they leading up to their fights or whatever, they try to refrain from having sex. But Ronda was like, actually she said in an interview that she was like, that's what she would do to help relieve the stress and get prepared for fights, was just have sex.
So wait, do they not have sex so they like their hormones or they're angry as shit and stuff?
Possible.
Like,
I could see that. Yeah, like you go into primal mode, you need to bust a nut, so you got to get this guy out of the way,
Have y'all seen those like documentaries on YouTube of like how excruciating it is for them to cut weight before the weigh-ins?
Oh yeah. It's like there should be some like sanctions to protect the fighters in that regard, because I know there's like another promotion called One. They have they do like hydration tests, which really helps for that.
Yeah, so anybody who doesn't know, like sometimes, so the idea is to go in with as much musculature as you can, and to the day of the fight be heavier. So if you're like at I don't know, what are the weight classes? Like, give me a weight class, Gavin.
Like welterweight, flyweight, bantamweight.
featherweight.
But like, what's the number?
Oh, let's say you're like let's say you need to be, or let's say
You need to be 160 for a fight,
yeah, you
right?
need to be
So
160 for
like
a fight. Yeah.
the idea is that like on fight day you weigh 170,
Yeah.
but on weigh-in you weigh under 160. So the number one way that they cut all this weight is by like going into a sauna and sweating it out, like not drinking anything and getting extremely dehydrated. And like there's, it's routine to cut like 10, 15 plus pounds of water weight.
Yeah.
And it's like it's led to some competitors, either not being able to go to fights because they have like seizures and shit. Like it's super
It's
bad
a
for you.
very serious like
Yeah.
health threat. I don't know why like I don't know why it's still a glorified tradition. Like there needs to be some sanctions in place to protect the fighters. And like I don't know, like at this point I feel like the average viewer, even the hardcore fans, are completely fine seeing them at their walking weight, or like they should adjust the weight classes a bit so that they can maintain around their walking weight and then weigh in and then show up to fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the problem is though is like no matter what you move the weight class to, like if you're like, okay, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do like a 160 to like 175 weight class. What you're gonna do is get people walking around at 185 and then, cutting weight so they can be under 175 and
Yeah.
you kind of get the
Yeah,
same shit, so it's gonna be really
my
tough.
cousins are state championship wrestlers in high school, and like they are constantly having to cut weight. Like this is how so in terms of like wrestling, and like if you're on like a team, like a boxing team or like a wrestling team, they'll like, let's say you're the best player or the best wrestler on your team, and you're in the 160 to 170 range. But the best player on the other team is in the 180 to 190 range. Sometimes they'll be like, all right, you need to gain 12 pounds in like 3 days. So like my cousins, my cousin Foster, for example, he's like the only one that like takes it super seriously right now. Like he's trying to gain weight right now. Yesterday he had 4 protein shakes. He ate 3 bags of rice cakes. He had like 2 pounds of bacon and then like it's crazy. But then that's like they just eat and it's like whatever. But when they have to cut weight, it is miserable. Like
Mm-hmm.
he literally will eat like 1 egg a day, and he can't drink water, and he can't drink water before he goes to sleep specifically. It's just crazy. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it'd be
It's a little
horrible.
different for him 'cause he's younger, so it's a lot easier for him. But like when you're like getting in your your late 20s, 30s, cutting weight and gaining weight like that makes you feel like shit.
Oh,
Like
it's very like Austin was saying, like you could be put in the hospital for like dehydrating your body to that extent. I wrestled in high
mhm.
school, but we didn't really there wasn't like a huge emphasis or a large amount of pressure placed upon us to like cut or go up in weight. I think the most I ever had to lose was like 2 pounds before hopping on the scale again, and that's just like the type of shit you like. I mean, you could go run for
Take a
like
fat
Well,
shit and
yeah,
then
you go run for an hour, use the bathroom, don't drink any fluids, that type of stuff.
yeah.
yeah, it's. I remember like even when I was in high school and like it's a different sport, but in football, like they our coach would be like making all our linemen like eat more.
Yeah.
So you'd have these like super fucking fat kids who are like eating all this shit and gaining all this weight so they could be linemen for
It's like,
some
bro, you're in
fucking.
high school. Like it's
Yeah.
not that deep.
Just have more body mass to
And
block
like,
them.
I went to a school where like you're not getting recruited for football.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen. The only thing my school got recruited for was softball because like we were state champs, like state softball champs, but we were in a shit division.
Right.
So we didn't even, like our most notable sign is like one of our pitchers went to Florida, like University of Florida.
Mm-hmm. Big
But
deal.
yeah, but that was like it. Everybody else went to like ABAC or some fucking like random ass like little
Small community or
small college, which is like it's cool. It's really cool that their like athleticism can get them scholarships, but I don't know. It's really hard to see all these like young kids getting told like eat all this food, you need to work out all the time, and like some people like tearing ACLs and stuff like that. To I mean, they weren't gonna get
yeah.
recruited. Like our football team didn't have eyes on it like that.
Right. No,
I mean, when I was in
100%.
high school, like people would be like, you play a lot of video games. Like it's kind of a waste of time. And I was like, okay, that 5'6", 170-pound lineman that's like literally going nowhere after college that goes to practice and practices 8 hours a day. How is that any different? Like that kid's literally
Yeah,
wasting
gotten
his
so many
time.
concussions he can't pass a
I know.
fucking
Like at
algebra
least I'm
test.
like
It's like,
safe, man. Kid can't even breathe without a ventilator. Like what? You know what I mean? Like I actually hate that. Like I think a lot of high school students don't like account like they don't think about like their input to output ratio, especially when it comes to sports. Like, is it really worth it, man? That's why I quit sports in high school because I was like, dude, I'm not going anywhere with this shit. I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah, I think for
yeah.
me, I was just not enjoying it anymore. I didn't like the team aspect of it. I didn't feel like it was individually doing anything for me, so I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
it wasn't
Yeah,
gonna
like
do anything for
yeah,
me. Like, they practice for like 4 hours a day or some shit, like every
Hmm.
day. And like, even when I was like, this sounds horrible. And they always used to bug me. The coaches were like, because, like I'm a big guy. And like in my class, I was like the second highest bench presser or something like that. Even when you compared me to like the football team, like there was one kid who like benched a fuck ton, and there was me who like did all right, and then there was like everybody else who was like weak as fuck. And they're like, you need to come play football for us. Come on, come play football for us. Yada yada yada. And eventually I got so tired of them asking me, I was like, why would I come? All y'all do is lose. Like, why would I come play? Why would I come practice 4 hours every day at the end of my school day just to come get on the field and fucking lose to this like the shit tier division we're in? Like y'all can't y'all it's like y'all are like a 1-10 this season. Like fuck off. Like do not ask me again to join your shitty ass team.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious, dude.
It would piss me off so much. Like
Yeah, man. My team's my high school team, they all thought that they were like the shit, man. Like, it's like every like fucking quarterback and shit, they think that they're like so cool and like they're like the king of the school. And then there was always like the super real kids, and the kid would be like, I'm the quarterback, and they'd be like, dude, you guys are fucking 2-9. Shut the fuck up, dude. Like literally nobody cares.
Exactly.
well, I lost a lot of like we used to do a lot of weightlifting for our PE when we were in like early high school and late middle school. Like I really lost faith in like all athletics at our school because somebody who was about the same size as me, fucking like the amount of weight that I was repping, like I watched them drop on their chest,
Jesus.
and I'm like, I don't know, no wonder y'all are fucking losing. Like this
Right.
this
Like
this
that's your
guy
rep.
like
It's
this
not even like
guy
your max.
this guy can't even like rep 125. Like you're in fucking ninth grade. Like come on, or eighth grade or whatever. It's like we got to do better than this.
Right.
Gotta change the
And you're like you're a
diet up.
fucking lineman.
The
Yeah.
the
Like, dude,
linemen
like
weren't able to bench
Yeah,
that?
it wasn't like he was a
that's
receiver, right? Like I'm a
that's a
fucking
bit of an
big guy.
issue.
Like this guy was like played center. Like it just
Jeez.
It was funny is like when you really understand like the game of football and like you're watching it and you're analyzing it, like on a high school level, like someone will make a really cool looking play and you'll realize that it's because like four people on the other team didn't do their fucking job.
yeah, they were
And like
like
all the people in
picking
the stands were like
flowers.
losing their minds and you're just like, "What?"
Yeah.
You're like, "What kind of dog shit play was this?" Like,
There's that blind kid on the other team. With the, what the fuck is
what
going
the
What is
fuck
on?
going
going on?
Dude,
Line to play through.
yeah, exactly. Visually impaired playthrough.
I'm sorry, visually impaired individual on the other in the
Yeah.
opposite opposing team.
Hmm. The no seer.
Yeah, man. And like all the coaches are like super into it. Like they're like, "I love you boys all my life," and then they go on the field and lose like 0 to fucking 42. It's like, dude, like, come on,
And
man.
then afterwards they're like, guess we're gonna have to be doing some runs.
Yeah.
That's where Austin and like all three of us would be like, "Yeah, no, we're losing no matter if we run or not. I'm leaving."
Right.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what the fuck.
Fucking quarterback, like fucking 3 years into college, come back to high school to every single game, and is like, "I used to be the quarterback here." Someone's just like, "Bro, you were
Yeah,
2 and fucking
it's
30."
like, bro, you're fourth string at a community college. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, nobody
like, bro,
cares.
you threw 80 yards the whole season.
Like, brother, you didn't even get your associate's degree. Get the fuck out my face, dude.
Oh,
Go work
there's so many
construction.
of them, man.
Let me
There
see
was
how
this
well
guy
that
at
arm
my
swings a
school-
hammer.
There's this guy at my school that would like come back to every. It was like the stereotypical movie, man. Like he'd come back to like every game, and he would just go like sit in the corner of the field and just throw a football in his hands and watch the game. And he would go get in his shitty pickup truck and leave every night. We used to make so much fun of him, man.
Bro.
Come on, man,
Yeah.
move on. It's time to move on.
That shit must suck, like peaking in high school.
Dude, I know.
That would be so bad.
Oh man, I don't ever
Like-
want to be that. I don't think I will.
Nostalgic.
Yeah, like, but I don't really feel bad for people like that. It's just like, what is
I
wrong
do.
with you? Like people that are like grow up and they're just constantly reminiscing on their high school days.
Don't get me
My
wrong, I had
dad
a
does
lot of
that all
fun
the
in high
time.
school, like especially senior year, like when I started just like absolutely not giving a fuck. But like I
Got some good
hated
stories.
where I went to school. Like I hated it. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I did not peak in high school. I had a lot of fun after high school.
Yeah.
I remember, so like once again, I went to like a really small private Christian school, and we had to do this like rehearsal for graduation or something, and they wanted us all to come, but it was all like after hours of the school, so we were all super pissed about going to begin with, and they didn't have a dress code set because it technically wasn't like a school event or whatever. It was just something that they all wanted us to go to. Well, me and my friend were hanging out, and we were like getting shit faced, like riding around. So we pull up, and we're both drunk, and we pull. So right in the front of our school, there's like this little circle right in front of the front steps where the buses
Yeah.
park. We just pulled in there in front of the big front steps. I parked my truck, and I'm wearing like a shirt that has holes in it all over the place. They're like, just wear something nice, but it doesn't have to be in dress code. I had a shirt that had holes all in it, and on the front it said beer pong, and it had like people playing beer pong on it. Like we stunk. We smelled horrible, and we went in there, and Mr. Finlayson, which was our principal, came over and was like giving us funny looks. It was we used to fuck that school up, dude. We used to
I
skip
mean, when you
powwow
live in
every
that
morning.
when you live in that small
Yeah.
a town, there's nothing else to do other than fucking drink.
Yeah, bro. We used
Yeah.
to skip powwow in the mornings, and
What is that like? That's like devotional type thing.
yeah, that's like morning devotional. We did
Yeah.
it every Friday, but like during senior year, we would skip that and go up to the convenience store and like mix drinks and get like fucked up, and then go to school. Like we would sign ourselves in, and then go to our classes. I remember I did that one day, and then like in my first semester or my first fuck, what are they called? Your first class, but what is first period?
Homeroom.
There we go. First,
Homeroom?
yeah, no,
Oh, first
no, we skipped homeroom. We always skipped homeroom.
Ah.
So we would have to sign ourselves in. And in my first period class, right? So we're all drunk when we show up to school. My first period class was AP language. And if anybody's ever taken like AP language, you know you have to write like timed essays for the final test. So we're in there, like I go and sit in the back. I can't see shit. And she's like, "All right, everybody, get out your pens and pieces of paper. We're gonna write a practice timed essay today that will be graded." I was like, "Oh fuck, oh no!" So I'm trying to write this timed essay while I'm like shit faced, and I get through with the first paragraph, and I'm like holding it up in my face, and I'm trying to reread it. It makes no sense. It makes none. So I literally scratched out the entire first paragraph and like started again. I mean, it worked out okay. I got an A on that paper, but I did not feel great in the moment.
Yeah, dude, there's hella people like that at my. I went to like a small school, but not as small as yours. Like yours was like what, like a few hundred kids?
I had like 40 people in my graduating class.
Oh, so it was less than that.
Yeah, it was.
So I went to like an 800 person high school. There's like 200 people in the class, which is still a really small high school. And like kids would come to school with like vodka Sprite or like vodka, just something that's like you can't tell that it's fucking not
Well,
water or a soda.
these cups got popular in high school, like these metal cups. So,
Yeah, they
like,
didn't let us have metal cups.
Yeah, they didn't learn that they learned that from us, and fucked y'all. But we were allowed to have metal cups.
Yeah, too many kids are bringing like vodka to school, so they had to like, and just specifically vodka or like white tequila, so they didn't look like it looked like water, and they would just drink that shit. I was like,
Bro.
Like, are you really that bored? Like,
I knew it was bad because like the year after I graduated, I was hearing stories, and like, okay, so private Christian school in the South, there were 2 black people in total in my high school. Like,
yeah,
there is like all just like rich white kids, and then I'm hearing like, some of the teachers are like, talking about it's getting to us after we're out of high school that some middle schoolers were caught with like codeine, like cough syrup, like they were mixing up lean, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with this school? Like, there's no way. Like, it's like I guess they must have been on some like little peep shit or something, because like I'm talking about this was like the widest like like middle income school
Lil
ever.
Peep
So I don't.
shit.
Yeah, it had to be. It had to be like some little peep shit where
Dude,
they were like, I don't know what
I
the
swear to
fuck.
God, man. But like when I was in middle school, I used to think that like the elementary school kids were way worse than we were. And then when I was in high school, like it's like a nonstop cycle. Like when I was in high school, bro, uh fucking our football coach told us about how all the middle schoolers football team caught all like 20 of them, they were all sharing a pocket pussy in the locker room.
That's that school spirit.
Like
right
they
there.
were
That's
like,
getting
they were
desperate
passing
right
it
there.
around, bro. Like they were like using it and
Bro,
passing
let's
it
be real. They
around.
just didn't want to say the cheerleader's name.
Yeah.
That's real brotherhood, man.
I guess that's pretty bad, but it's not like we the ROTC program at one of our schools. The main dude in charge of it was sleeping with the majority of the girls in the ROTC program.
Whoa.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
Soldier.
There was a couple of weird interactions. I was with a girl in the hallway one time, and he had like walked by and was like, no PDA, which was like public display of affection or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, you fuck these underage girls, and you're telling me that? Just like you're a piece of shit.
So wait, you knew before they knew?
Yeah, because I was.
The kids always know that. Like,
yeah,
like we had this one lady who had like gotten pregnant at the school, and like she was a young woman who was like the softball coach, but was also like the computer instructor, even though she didn't know shit about computers, but she was
You did
anyway.
your job.
And like she was in a relationship and she got pregnant, and like all the kids would like, because all the girls on the softball team, like some of them were pretty close to her, so like all the kids knew that kid was not going to come out white, basically. And then when she had the kid, she got like fired from the school because like she had like cheated on her husband, because it was like a Christian school.
Yeah.
Or she was like asked to resign.
Jesus.
It was
So I'm assuming the baby didn't come out white.
No, it did not. No, it was mixed.
Okay. Man, I got a crazy story like y'all have. I had actually the girl I was dating at the time was caught up in it. We had a softball coach. It's always the fucking softball shit, man. And we had a softball coach. His name was Bob Hartness. And
shout out.
He was always like super duper 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 weird, like just like would like say like really inappropriate shit. But we just thought that he was like your classic like middle-aged fucking like weird old man that peaked in high school and thought he could still like date younger women. And we come to find out that he straight up, like, you guys know the Remind 101 thing?
Zoe 101?
Or like, no, it's like Remind, like it's like teachers can like send out messages to the whole class or like students individually, but like without actually sharing their phone number, like text.
I don't know.
Well, he literally
Seems
straight
like a bad
up
idea.
told. Well, I mean, it is until this happens. This girl asked for tutoring on the exam, and homeboy literally just sends her a dick pic, and goes like, if you show me some skin, I'll just send you the whole exam. So this girl rats on her, and then come to find out, or rats on him, and so he goes to court for that. And then
We're talking
come to
about
find out
Bobby,
all these
right?
girls, Bob Hartness,
Good old Bobby Hartness.
my boy Bob. He
Hey, if you're listening to this, Bob, fuck you.
He's in prison, man. It's okay. We saw him at the dump. He was at the actual dump, like doing fucking prison labor. But anyways, my ex-girlfriend actually got messaged by him and was like, I'm not gonna say anything else, but
It was a penis proposition.
I broke up with her because of it.
Oh no! Oh well. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to get an A, man.
I
Yeah,
mean, all I
college is
know is that
expensive.
she somehow told me she had the exam answers.
Bro, that's crazy. All right. Anyway, Bro, we fucked with so many teachers. We had this one teacher who like he came in kind of like haphazardly part of the way through the year. His
Mhm.
name was like Mr. Hart, and we fucked with him so bad. He would turn
Those
his
are the best
back.
teachers, though.
Bro, he would turn his back and like we used to take brooms and like spear chuck them across the classroom. And he'd be like, "Who did that?" And none of us would ever rat each other out. So like we would
It's like a pact.
I put a portable speaker in the roof and like started playing porn in the middle of class. She's like, "Where's that coming from?" And it was like, It was like- and then like this isn't very funny, but it is funny. Like halfway through the year, his wife like shot herself. I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
but
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
but it was on accident because like
Oh.
it was on accident. She was like trying to clean the gun or something, and that went off, and it like shot her through the fucking leg, through the stomach, and she had to go into like to get some massive surgery. But like,
She died?
of course, no, she didn't die. She
Damn,
was
bro,
fine.
Okay.
you guys are trying to get us demonetized before we can even get monetized.
But like us in class, we were all like, yeah, she fucking tried to kill herself because of this like dipshit teacher. And like I'm talking about the first day he came back after that incident. Like we had soundboards on our phone and we were like playing gunshots, like gunshot noises in the middle of class. It was
Jesus
so fucked.
Christ.
It was horrible, but
That's terrible, dude. Kids are evil.
Nah,
Yeah,
here's
it was
a
really
good one
funny,
too.
though.
That's like that. I had a teacher. She was a physics teacher, and she was brand new that year. We had a really high turnover rate at our high school because our county didn't pay teachers shit. So they would always quit because they'd be like, "This is not worth the shit money I'm getting paid."
Yeah, or they're getting
And
sent
she
to prison.
comes in and she literally goes. We were just walking to physics class. She literally we walk in. She sit down. She walks in. She goes, "Hey everybody, I'm Miss blah blah blah." And she's like, "It's nice to meet you guys. I'm gonna be your physics teacher." And she's like, "Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Both of my children died." Just instantly straight off the rip. It just starts crying, and we're like, "What the fuck?"
Bro, it's always the
She's
physics
like-
teacher, because this was a physics teacher too, what I was talking about. And the next story I have is about another physics teacher, dude.
So hold on, she goes, my youngest was my daughter. She died 5 years old at cancer, and starts bawling her eyes out. And then she goes, my other son that died was 21, and he fell off a balcony and died because he landed head first. And then she just starts crying, and we're all like, because we didn't even know her. So it's like, how are we supposed to sympathize for her? Like, what the
Yeah, no, like, I don't know. We were like,
fucking
I
nuked us,
hung out
man.
with like a group of like really desensitized people. So it was like, we had another physics teacher, the physics teacher before this. His wife had cancer for a really long time and was battling it. And he was our teacher for a good while. And his wife finally passed away and then lost her battle to cancer. And so he comes in, like I said, it's a Christian school. So he starts talking about his wife and, talking about how she saw God in the last hours. And, all of us trying to, most of us trying to be really respectful is like listening to him. And like some of the girls are like starting to cry and stuff like that. But all of a sudden, like this 400-pound guy, like just starts bawling his eyes out. And it took everything me and my friends had to not laugh because it's like, I don't know what it is about somebody like crying like that, just like in the middle of class, but it's just like the funniest shit. We had this one girl, she didn't cry, but we were watching a movie and in one of our classes, and I guess her sugar got low or something, but she passed out and like her head like bounced off the floor because she fell on the ground.
Yeah.
And I was sitting behind her, so I was like, hello? Like, are you like Natalie, are you okay? And she didn't say anything, so I like kicked her. And she still didn't move, and I was like, yo, Mr. Womble, what? I think we got a problem. He's like, what happened? I'm like, oh no, she just fucking fell over and like bonked her out on the ground. Like, she's not doing too hot. And then here came
That's
the nurse
fucking
with the pack of ice.
Poor
Yeah.
Natalie.
The pack of ice. Fucking. You could lose a limb and they'll just put a fucking
Yeah.
pack of ice
Bruh,
over the
Take
fucking.
take some Tums. Oh all that good
It
stuff.
just it just reminds me of like when you play video games and you get hurt and you use like no matter if you got like your arm blown off or whatever, you use like some like stim
Oh,
pack
yeah.
or like some
Yeah,
healing
fucking
aura.
PUBG, you get shot like 30 times and you just fucking
Just
put a
drain-
syringe in your
yeah.
arm.
That's what the ice
Fucking
pack
medicate.
reminds me of every time a teacher brings it up and it's like here you go.
Oh, you ketoacidosis? Fucking ice pack, like what?
That's
High
what
school is shit though, man.
that's what's in the new vaccine. It's just melted ice pack.
There you go.
Yeah,
They collected from nurses around the world.
exactly. That's what we have to look forward to. I'm excited.
Just melted plastic and ice.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
exciting.
yeah. not just the liquid in there, but the melted plastic as well.
Don't forget the microchip too, because they have to track us. It's not like we have this to track us already.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, bro, this is a microchip. We talk about that because I have this like super, like incredibly superstitious family member. It's my mom's dad's like second wife. So she's like technically my step grandma, I guess, if that makes sense. And she's like on Facebook and she like repost all the shit that's like all these politicians are lizard people and they kill little children and drink their blood and shit.
Yo,
So she retweeted. She
xenochrome,
did something.
or whatever that shit's called.
She did one on microchipping, and I was like, dude, Facebook is a microchip, man. You take your phone everywhere. Like what? Like what is wrong with you?
She's
Shit
just
is
living her
funny though,
best
man.
life, man.
I know.
Trying to steer
It
clear
must
of
be
the lizard
hard
people.
life must be really easy and like happy when you're that stupid. Like, can you imagine not having to think about shit like that?
Bro, that's like my webcam came with a privacy cover. Like nobody's looking through your webcam, it's okay. But it came with a privacy cover so you could put it over the little lens.
Yeah,
I
really?
mean, Mark Zuckerberg puts tape over his camera.
Shit's wild,
But
dude.
Mark Zuckerberg also looks like a reptile.
Yeah, he is a lizard.
Okay,
so,
maybe he is a reptile.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you see
about
those
him.
videos where he was in front of Congress and there was like engage water acquisition? It was like, "Arr."
Bro, that shit was hilarious.
And it was like hydraulics and he was moving his arm. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, he's
Oh, man.
like a reptilian android, and Jeff Bezos is like a one-eyed worm.
Don't talk about your daddy like that.
Hey, man.
You might lose your job.
Yo, please. Hey, Amazon, if you're listening to this, get rid of me, please. I've tried.
They don't let you put in your 2 weeks or something?
I put in my 2 weeks. This was probably like 7 months ago, but I put in my 2 weeks.
It's been a little more than 2 weeks. Huh?
And then the date was coming up for it to be my last day, so I put in an HR request. I'm like, hey, just making sure, like, do I need to come in and work tomorrow? Because today's supposed to be my last day. And they're like, oh, we never filed it. I'm like, nice.
Get finessed. Get fucking finessed, dog.
Yeah. So
I saw this article and it was like Jeff Bezos opens a homeless shelter for his work.
Oh no.
Jesus.
And I was like, this is it, guys. This is where shit gets real.
It's such a weird place to work because like it's not difficult work by any means, and the whole like voluntary time off thing is absolutely awesome. But God, there's just something about being there. It's so demoralizing. It just sucks the life out of
Just
you.
knowing that you're just like a almost trillionaire's little bitch.
Exactly. You're not. You have your sense of creativity is just being sapped by this like lazy-eyed succubus. It's fucking terrible, dude. It literally, it is the most depressing thing ever. Fucking earthworm gem, dude. Jesus.
God. That is
Lazy-eyed
fucking
succubus.
Yeah, that's Daddy Bezos in a nutshell.
amazing. I've never worked for like a large company like that. I've only done like small businesses. You know what I mean? So like, I've
Yeah.
always felt like I was a part of a family. But like I'm sure at Amazon for you, you're just like a cog in the machine of fucking.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
it really sucks to work for the man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a thing and it was like like a rich person like motivational Instagram page, and it was like a boss was up in a Ferrari and his employee compliments it like, "Wow, nice Ferrari." And the boss goes, "Yeah, if you work overtime and clock in all your hours, I'll be able to get another one."
Yeah.
Because it's like saying, "Bitch, you're never gonna be able to get one."
That's the way to go.
Yeah, that's how it feels, man. I get it though. I get it.
But
Sucks.
yeah, it's pretty fucking awful. But
You,
sorry, go ahead.
do you like know like is there any interesting people there?
What do you mean by interesting?
You know exactly
Like-
what we mean by interesting.
No,
Like, I don't know, like rainbow colored hair, like
there
I
was a
don't know,
girl
like,
that
it just
there was a girl that
out of the
worked there
ordinary.
that came in, and every week she had a different color hair. So that was
I
interesting.
mean that's not really that exotic, but like they're just fucking crazy. Like
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everybody there is relatively nice. I feel slightly out of place. It's a little more urban. But everybody's genuinely pretty cool. There's not like I can't really
It's like-
think. Can't really
like
think.
a rock guy like is out of place there. Like you feel like everyone's just like super like
What do you mean by that?
well like I don't know like
Because
Like,
you
you
live in
know,
like the suburbs, right? So
Yeah, I mean, there's
like,
like
I
there's
like-
plenty of people there that I can relate to a certain extent, but not necessarily like I don't want to go grab a beer with you after work.
yeah, that's how
Yeah, I
work
get
is,
that.
though. Did y'all see that quote where Bezos was like, "I have so much money, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it, so I guess I'm just gonna start making spaceships and stuff."
I have
He
an
was-
idea.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Really, Jeff? There's nothing else that you think you could do with your money besides building fucking spaceships? You don't think there's like
like just
anything
raise your
that you-
workers' wage by like $1 at least. Like,
Yeah, just leave the spaceships to Elon and help your homie Gavin out. Like
that's
honestly.
funny.
Well, we've been going for a little bit. You guys want to call it there, or do you want to cover anything else before we end it?
I think I'm good, man. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
all right.
You're good. All right, sweet. We'll do quick plugs real quick. Anybody that's watching, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and possibly share this video with friends or whoever.
Don't possibly share it. Fucking share it.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Scratch that. You better share that shit. Because
Like,
I'm
don't
gonna
be
get
a
Daddy
bitch.
Bezos on your ass. Fucking, the lazy-eyed succubus will be infiltrating your.
Yeah, your package is gonna come in 3 days if
Yeah.
you don't fucking share the video.
Not
You
two.
understand me?
Yeah, fuck your prime. You better share it. Thank you for tuning in and listening, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.